A follow-up now to a story we first brought you in 2022 about a cancer cluster investigation in Hudson. It found no unusual cancer rates among school staff there. Now another study focused on the neighborhood near the school is providing more clues but few clear answers. Retired teacher Diane Anderson requested the cancer cluster investigation among Hudson school staff after her own battle with cancer, along with nearly a dozen other teachers.
Making people aware, to be vigilant, to get screened, to talk to other people, be advocates.
Although no significant issues were found, her concern continues, turning now to the neighborhood surrounding the school.
This is possible for anyone who's concerned about a workplace. A neighborhood seems to have a high number of cancer cases, and they don't have to all be one specific cancer. They can look at all kinds of things.
She asked the Iowa Cancer Registry to take a look at the area between 1st and 5th Streets from Cedar to Washington, where she knew of a number of others who had battled cancer through the years, including Danielle McCulley's mother, who passed away from colon cancer.
I think what she has done in leading this is great because it's always important to be aware of your surroundings. It also prompts people to, hey, we need to eat better. We need to be on top of our screenings.
The Iowa Cancer Registry agreed to the request, analyzing cancer reports and data from that neighborhood. The results this spring ultimately didn't show more cancer overall there. But among the cancer cases that did occur, breast cancer was slightly more common, dating back to 2013, as well as thyroid cancer dating back to 2003.
It doesn't necessarily mean that there is a cluster. It doesn't necessarily mean that there isn't a cluster. I think one of the things that can be a little bit frustrating in these analyses is that it's hard to prove definitively whether or not a cluster does exist.
Dr. Sarah Nash says for now they'll continue to monitor the neighborhood and collect more data.
We know it's a concern of the community, and so we'll make sure that we're doing follow-up analyses every year.
In the meantime, McCulley hopes to see studies like this expand.
In my neighborhood, which is across town here in Hudson, every house on my specific street has been touched by cancer in one way or another.
And she knows Hudson isn't alone as communities across the state continue to search for answers as to why Iowa ranks second in the nation for the most new cancer cases.
I want her to keep, pushing for this and doing more of these cluster studies with the University of Iowa, extending out, looking at other communities and, finding, what we can.
Well, the Iowa Cancer Registry conducts several cancer cluster investigations each year, but it is rare that one is ever confirmed. The last was in the 1990s near Wellman involving brain cancer. If you'd like to request an investigation, you can contact them at the email here at the bottom of your screen.